Okay, dear our trainees, welcome back. Okay, now we're going to start our module 4. Okay, last module of the session today. So what we're going to learn today is on the module 4 is evaluating our golf as a leadership development tools. So what are the tools we develop for through golfing? Okay, so golf can be used as a structures method to train leaders. Golf is something, as I mentioned just now. What are the structures, methods that train the leaders? We back to this our module, previous module, where we learn about example helpings each other through their, even without the supervisors, even throughout the managers. Also, say polite manner to say the words of sorry. So these are the part of structure method to learning through the golfing. Means you train the leaders, you become a leaders, this part of it. So help improve real leadership abilities. As I said just now, when you are using a higher tone and lower tone, you said, excuse me sir, excuse me sir. You see there's two tones difference, whereby your tone itself make a lot of impressive. It is only not shows that you are polite and in a lower tone. So that is most important thing, as what you all mentioned just now. So this is part of kind of important tools where we have a methodology in a golf industry. Why we say golf industry is because when you are in a golfing, you are seeing a lot of VVIPs, as mentioned. These people are rich men. They are silver spoons families. So these are the people are having some kind of attitudes. Some might not have attitudes. So this part of your learning culture to be a leader. This is our most important thing, because when you find these structures of golf, make this opportunity to get the traits as what we mentioned just now. Okay. And this also make your ability to improve, where you've seen a different kind of people in different methods. Okay, so we go for question and answer. You have any questions for today's learning sessions? I believe that I debrief for today's topics. And do you have any questions to ask? Anything? So good. Okay, very good. I hope you all understands everything. So we go for summary slides. If you see, golf helps leaders grow professionally and personally. You can see the words of grow professionally and personally, because golf is when you are playing in the golf course, you are playing individual, right? So that's more to a personal, and also it's a professional games. So as I said, you are growing your leaders when you're in the golf industry, especially your golf clubs. It is something you yourself to be betterment, because you're meeting a VVIPs. Your client maybe 70 to 80% are VVIPs. Because golf is not a cheap man games. It's a rich man games, they call it. So this is how you create your potentials to be a better golfer, in terms of how to entertain them ethically. This is most important things. Build confidence, as you mentioned just now. How confident are you when you see a attitude person who are coming to see you with ability to put you down, to scold you, using some bad words or whatsoever it is, but how you attract them to make sure that you have been overcome these problems. This is most important thing. Focus on the problems outcoming, to source out what are the problems you have been facing, and how to focus and prompt to solve it. That's the most important thing. Strategic thinking, as mentioned, when the members come to you to see you in our previous slides, you see how you want to be strategic thinking. You cannot say, hey, it's not my job, it's my boss. Hey, it's not my job, it's other departments. They don't care who departments are you. But most important thing is you all done your part as a team player and as a leader. Adaptability and emotional control. As I mentioned, when they come with the bad words, they wah. Can you using the same tone again to them? Cannot, right? What we learned just now. So we cannot use the same tone towards them, because they are our customers. Usually the word we always said, customers are always right. So when they come, let them throw their frustrations. I like what Zaira mentioned just now, saying that let them throw everything, let them calm down, then we say apologize to them, because it's part of our roles and responsibility as a leader. We cannot go through them because they are come in that emotional manner. We cannot argue with them. This problem, that problem, everything. So this is how we have to solve it in terms of emotionally. So most important things. So useful for building networking and relationship. When you see them, when they apologize, you apologize to them. You almost say, sorry, sir, I'm using a soft tone, a polite ways, smiling, soft tone, help them to get it done. And moreover, you think that's all the soft? It might be continue, right? So let's say he's one of the CEOs of one of the factories or one of the SMEs, So you create a relationship with them, correct? So you're building a networking, right? So you have a potentials, right? This person, I went to golf club that day. I met so and so person, helped me a lot, So when you have something you in needs, but when you call them, for sure, I remember so and so, right? So when they call it that way, you are creating a relationship with them to create more networking. Your leadership skills is growing. So this is one of the methods what we learned just now. Okay, golf can help leaders to manage themselves, lead others, and adapt to challenges. So as I mentioned, you manage yourself well. Even they come in an anger tone, they come in a bad mood. Today might be the weather is not good. The golf you cannot be played. It's heavy rain. So they cannot play, but they come already. They already, maybe they're in time off, they have a meeting, they schedule the meeting because to play golf, but come, it's heavy rain. Also, they are mood out, So how you want to manage themselves, So it is something that most important to tell them, explain to them, even though they have been, it's season is in such a way, but we can't do much, but we can postpone or pre-plan for them to play golf. This part of it. So lead others. Same times you must know when you are a team player as a leader, you must also lead others among your subordinates. So because you shown an example, when your team are saying, hey, so and person, this person is just, it's not a job, but why she's doing it? Why taking a leader's ability, but this is supposed to be a director's job, but we don't ask you to sign a check or whatsoever it is, but this problem can be solved among the colleagues. But some people, they don't have the leadership traits because of they don't want to train themselves, so, but don't take as others, but when the other sees you, when you solve the problems, they think, wow, she's taking the leads. So you will be highlighted. This is part of the traits, okay? And adapt to the challenges. When does you lead the others? When does the moment will come? When challenges come. The lead opportunities only will come where there's a challenges come. If the challenges doesn't come, you don't have the opportunity to show your traits, as we mentioned just now. What is your trait? What is not related to your traits? See, like example, Kali, his related to trait is house. It's not related is tree. For him, tree is blocking the, what we call the branches of tree will be ripping and fall off to the cars, all sorts of problems. For him, he sees the tree is a problem. So I don't want in my life, I don't want to be a problem. So that's why he opposite of the tree. Like Sakale, he himself, he to be a trait as a computer, right? But his opposite is rocket. So he don't want to be straight. Because all the time, sometimes you have to need to bend in terms of in financial crisis or whatever in department of finance department or even accounts department. So sometimes some people members come, hey, can I pay later 1 week? So I'm in overseas now. So 1 week, 7 days above, you have to charge interest. So he said, no, I come 1 week. Mr. Kale, can you help me to waive? So he a bit bad because he get the fund back. So he built a good relationships. He adapt the challenges and also he overcome it. So this is one of it. Like Zaira, for you, your trait look alike is notebook, right? So you have to can carry the notes, remember you memorize, and you can come up with some new ideas. But opposite is your rock, right? You don't want to be like rock because rock is hard. So you like to be softened, right? So this is something that you're bringing how do you face the challenges, right? So you want to face the challenges. I want to be soft. I don't want to be like rock. So similarities like that. So like Teck Bahadur, he want to be like his adaptability is like golf sticks and golf ball, but he's against it like a purse, as mentioned just now. Why? It's like when he bring the golf stick and the golf ball, it's like he feel that sometimes you have to bend to please customer service. Means he have to maybe he have to be a bit about to overcome please the customers. So this is part of learning opportunities, So this is what today's our learning summary is all about. From the module 1 up to this module 4. So this is the one your traits carry just now, as what you all draw mentioned just now about yourself, what is related to you and what is not related to yourself. That is the most important thing. Come out our learning objectives. Okay, so our learning objectives will be now go first. Okay, understands how golf influence leaderships. As we mentioned just now, we go through, we debrief just now. What does the golf influence leadership? You see, each one of you all are in golf industries, in a golf club. So, how influence a leadership will be look like just now? As you mentioned about the traits, right? What are the traits to be a leader? I have to use my trait to be one of my leaders' tools. So similarities. What are the stopping point, a blocking point, not to be a good leader? And also you draw a picture of your objects, to show what it is all about. And to get a better leadership and to be an influential leadership, and what you mentioned, like members, some are mentioning helping each other, say sorry first, even though it's not our mistakes or it's not our fault, and then polite, the way we announce, staying polite, soft tone, and moreover, smile, always you smiling, and as well as you must be a good, friendly person. Okay, that is part of to be a influence in leaderships. Identify key leadership traits developed through golf. As we go through for today whole sessions, you can see from the module 1, we can see we already identify few key leadership traits developed through golf, right? So just now, what are the keys we are going through? As I mentioned just now, you can see certain things, how you break through the challenges. Don't be like rocks, don't be like rockets, don't be like a tree, or don't even be like a purse, right? So these are the things are blocking to be not to be a leadership. That what you want to be a trait to be leadership is to be a computer, to be a notebook, to be a golf sticks, to be a house. So you see, this is part of the traits where we learn for today's sessions. Okay, so evaluate golf potentials as a former leader development tools. So what are the development tools we got it for today's sessions? Example, like what we mentioned just now, you're using a golf sticks. When you're bending the golf sticks, how I using it and how Tech Badu using it. So it is always a formal potential, a tool. It doesn't mean you only have to use a golf sticks. You have plenty of choices of tools where you want to say, because when you are in leadership traits, you must understand sometimes you need a tool whereby you need a kind of a customer service or even a patient to solve the problems of what challenges you have been facing. So example, I said the challenges come only, it shows what kind of leaders are we. The most important thing is, as I mentioned just now, it doesn't mean the floor are same and even the golf sticks are the same height, doesn't mean everybody will play the same games. So it depends on individual, and same things goes, it depends on individual's problems, how they face the issues, how they overcome to see you. Some might come with a financial issue, some might come with the golf problems, golf ball problems, hit by the cars, and some might come with like Khalid's issues, car park issues. We are VIP, I need a buggy service. If you're not, how to overcome this? Why you give the car? I'm using Mercedes, you're using Porsche. So the people will prefer, hey, Porsche must come first. But here the car park, it come on first come, first serve, right? So you cannot have this kind of ability. But how to convince them? Never mind, even the Porsche come a bit later, you have car park a bit far, but we provide them buggy services. Something like what Kali mentioned just now. It is part of potential to be a former leader. Doesn't mean he parked far, he been not humiliated. But we have to go for extra services because we have limited car parks. So something like that. So this is how it shows formal leaders. So to create these kind of things, you need kind of a development tools. So this is part of important things, because if you not to do this, even like Kale as a finance person, if you don't overcome, some people say, hey, I'm in overseas, I couldn't transfer my financial of subscriptions, can I take a week to transfer? So in terms of, we call it budi bicara, they call it in Bahasa Malaysia budi bicara. So if come to a negotiations, if something is good, why not? You understand? Because this is something that when they are in needs, because they are in overseas, probably they might be cannot do transferring due to some banking problem. But if they believe they can come after a week to pay, it's not any issue. Kale he don't want to be like a rocket. So you want to ban. So it should be no problem. Can sir, can Dato Sri, you can come over. When you drop by to Penang, when you touch down, then I'll book you appointment. Then you come and do the payment, whatever the subscription is. So you see, these are the tools we learn for today's session. So, and today's about leadership through golfing is very important for you not only to be here, it can be practiced anywhere. You know, when you have a good relationship with the golfers, especially to the members, it can bring you to one level up, not only when you are here, even you go beyond than anywhere. You know, even the person is maybe looking for something, a better training or something better opportunities or some better development. The person will come, can go and see Zaira, go and see Teck Bahadur, go and see this Kale, go and see Kali, example. You know, because these are the peoples, when you see them as a leader, it's not going to stop there. You know, it's going to create a good leadership and relationship with them. You know, it's not going to be stopped somewhere. There it is. You know, it's going to be grow bigger and bigger. You know, so these are things mostly you all must understand. For today's topics about leaderships are very important, and make sure you bring your traits as what you're drawing just now to be with you. You know, this the most important tools where you keep for development. Okay, so now I think we're going to have a question and answer. So any questions you like to bring up?
No, sir.
No, so you understand for today's topic, so all clear? Have any other things you would like to? So okay, any questions? Okay, for today's topic, we go back to this the first slides. Go back to the front one. So main important things, the main this one. Okay, so any question and answer? Now it's a question and answer time.
Let's say that I have few questions on the customer part. Just not know, right? I want to ask some queries. I've said some lady customers.
Okay.
They always the problem makers.
Well, ladies is always a problem makers, you mean? Huh?
They always right.
Okay.
So always right, and then we couldn't calm them. So we must. What are the steps we can use to calm them? Because handle with the man and the woman is totally different. And old age people, it's normal. They're very hot tempered. So maybe can guide us to handle this kind of issues.
Okay. You see, when come to I don't believe in gender, but then sometimes as you see, women is always sometimes they say right. But when come to a problems like this, you must understand what are their needs first. Okay. If they're coming because of the golf issues, I believe because in golf, they might be have certain restriction for women and certain restriction open to men. But this is part of golf ethics. You know, so when they come to like this kind of issues, probably I believe men to entertain women will be better rather than a woman entertain woman. You know, I mean, sorry to say, because sometimes is the problem what they bring it up. You know, so in terms of problems, I don't believe in terms of man will be a different issue, a woman will be a different issue, but women always have a restriction in certain terms of our ethic regulations. It means if a golf, if you believe there are a certain attire where they cannot be wear, you know, even men also to do so because they must have a proper equipment for them to wear before they go to entry. But it might be make them impact, you know. An example like for some reasons I'm telling you, like a locker room. If let's say face recognition, you know, they might be their face but not recognized because of their makeups and also on. But for them, it is kind of is discriminate, but this is part of the security laws. You know, certain things whereby we have to tell them politely, this is part of the rules and regulation of the clubhouse. So they have to abide and they have to follow the rules. We cannot compromise whereby they might say, why my one is not allowed, yours one is not allowed. You know, so all these things is tends to happen, but is you have to calm down them lah. You know, so usually like when they're playing golf also, their tee box are different, men tee box are different. So usually this part of a woman's rights. You know, I believe since you say this, we do have in the Penang Club. I believe I went there. During a British time, they implement a men's bar. In Malaysia now they only have men's bar. You know, itu men's bar, lelaki saja boleh masuk. You know, that's a men's bar. So, and the women association, those times, it's a British times, you know. So those times, and women's cannot enter. That's men's bar. Hanya lelaki saja. Until now they're practicing. They fight. Women association fight. You are discriminating women. because women cannot enter. But you see, at that time, only bus, only men can enter. It's a British season. So they overcome this, but of course, if you come to a now current generation, of course it's discrimination lah. How come you cannot let women enter? Correct or not? But they are practicing. They are the only one practicing in a British colonial time. So in current season, you cannot have discrimination. If men can enter, a woman also can enter. But those times when I went to the Penang Club, I said they're still practicing. But of course, the women association are against it. They're putting a petition just because of the heritage zone. They remain as it is. So, sometimes in current generations, if upcoming generations, you cannot even discriminate even genders by genders or woman or man. But you have no choice. Sometimes you have to face multiple things because of certain restriction. As I mentioned just now, like club, British bar, men's bar. The bar it calls men's. So that's why some men's, wherever they go, they say I go to men's bar. So the wife will have to keep quiet because they cannot see what is happening inside. So this is what the law is such a way. It's a British law. So they're just practicing. Even though many petition was being put up by women association to disband this bar, but I don't think so. Nothing happened so far. They're still practicing.
Because the heritage one.
But upcoming, impossible. The new implementation for this kind of facilities, a man or woman different, is no more. Now we only have problems with transgender. So this one the issues. So they want a separate one. So but other than that, it's not much issue lah. Any other questions? Anything, Zaira? Ada soalan? Apa soalan? Apa soalan yang nak tanya? So you understand now, for today's is about, as I said, mentioned just now, you all must overcome certain issue. Of course, certain things is like a gender issue, what Mr. Kale bring it up just now. It might be, it's above than our boundaries, but we have to encounter. Some of the hotels there, even they ask for transgenders publicity, but we can't do much. You understand or not? How are we going to see a male become a female and then want to go to female toilet? Are we allowing? You see, these are the complicated problems. So we can't see the problem because outlook you can see is a woman, right? But he's a man. Macam mana? Dia kalau masuk ladies toilet kan men toilet?
That's a hypothetical question.
You see? So this compared to men and women, now these are the problems is upcoming. Because you can encounter, but you cannot ask them by IC just because of they going to ladies and gents. Correct or not? So how are you going to encounter these problems? You see from the outside, you can see as a woman, but they are men. So, of course, certain things when you ask them, they say, "Oh, you are touching my own dignity," right? So we must play a part whereby we must know what should our ability to ask. So that's the most important things. Yeah, Zara, apa soalan dia?
Macam mana nak tetap tenang kalau macam something isu datang?
Kalau tetap tenang, you as I said lah, it's how you practicing to bring up that's why we mentioned just now, the leadership tool kan. It's part of it. You have to be like opposite than the rock, as your structures mentioned, right? You're straight. Why is because sometimes to kekal tenang, manusia biasa pun 100% memang kena. You have to pray hard. Kekal tenang. Of course, you must create as a trait. That's where today's training is all about. The traits of leadership is you must be smile always, say sorry, listen to them, whatever they throw the frustration, but after that, start to explain to them the problem solving. That's the most important thing. You see, wherever the management appointed anybody to be a leaders there to solve the problems. As I said, the lead is come when the challenges happen. So during the lead, that's the most important thing for you to keep calm, smiling, say sorry, as we mentioned just now. We learned today, smile in polite tone, even though they are not wrong. This part of it. Sometimes you go in, as I give an example, you go in the traffic light, you go in the road right way, but somebody come and knock. It's not your mistake.
Yeah,
Sometimes happen, it's not your mistake. You are in right track, you are in the right road, but somebody come and knock your car, knock your motorbike. So, accident, that's what you call, right? So, possible, like golf ball damages you encounter every time. These kind of things has possibility to happen. So, at that time when the person impacted, it's not my mistake. I'm staying in my house, then golf ball, you throw the things to me and hit my car. And my car is brand new car. Someone's Mercedes. So, how much the cost of windscreen? And that's the only car I'm driving back to work, office. So now I cannot drive because of the windscreen broken. So how am I going to do? The only transport I have it. So how fast are they? No doubt it's not your mistake also. It's a government mistake, but you are representative leader, to show them how to solve the problems as a behalf of management. So you must show a trait whereby how to solve these kind of problems. These are the important tools where you have to understand, to stay calm, to stay cool. If he start to angry, of course he will angry, but you have to, as I said, the trait where you have to be your own self. What are the connections? So you must know how to explain to them, as you are saying, mentioned as a notebook, right? So you explain to them what are the things, how the claim process will be look like, how fast can be done. Maybe you pay first, then we claim for you. So the problem will be solved. We promise the money amount you spend for the windscreen damages, we will pay you in terms of this. I keep them in the loop in the email. Even them, even you are center person, right? Your role is a center person in between insurers and also the members. So you keep them in the email in the loop. So they know, you are some insured by the insurance company, but you're not the person who going to pay. Insurance going to pay. So they will know how to, this person I'll be following up with the insurers. So I have to make sure I keep intact to ensure I get money. This is very good. So they know it's not your fault. But you are some insured maybe for 3 million or 4 million for your clubhouse. So this part of the tracks where you have to keep in touch with the residents or with the members who are guests who have been impacted in these incidents. So this part of it.
Do you think all leaders should play golf?
Sorry?
All leaders should play golf?
These are bonus questions. This question I tell you, if you ask me, I would like to say is whether they afford to play golf or not now, because golf is quite a very expensive game, as you know. But if you all are staff here and if you feel that golf, of course, golf is one of the play tool for you to be a leader, because you are mixing with the all business networking people and those are the VVIP people. So it's quite good. But not only that, but you are as a leaders, when they come as a challenges, they have problems in terms of financial, in terms of even HR. So making a reputation with them, making a relationship with them, get to know them, be a friendly with them, because they're not going to stop there. It's not going to be ending there, It's going to be continued process, but it's how you prefer to be with. You understand? So because these are the people, as we mentioned, VVIPs and VIP, those mostly are playing are ministers, Dato Sri, Dato, Tan Sris, So these people networking are very big. Their potential are very big. So when you be a good rapport or good relationship with them, they will think good about you. They will bring you one level up when you know them. You're asking them to help to support your business or even support your career. They will bring you help. Not only to play, but it's part of, you are in the golf industry because you're seeing them. You understand? So, because why I say this, because golf is they're not only 18 hole in the golf course, they're also in the F&B, they're go around, mingle around the clubhouse. So this is part of them for you all to get to know them. And especially when there are challenges, this leaders is very important when their members are facing the challenges where they cannot be solved. Say you say windscreen broken, they come, you claim for them 4,000-5,000. They will be feel very happy because who want to give this money suddenly if let's say golf come and hit, they might be known. You know why? While they are driving, the golf ball hit, they will know it is hit by golf ball. If they say during parking, the golf ball hit, but the golf ball they cannot be fined, can they say this due to golf ball? But you still claim for them, means you go beyond than your reasonable doubt. So this is most important things, So it's part of it, means they come and say they are suspect due to golf ball, but they don't see golf ball there. So it is when they helping you, asking you a favor to help them. So if it's you identify that is a problem due to golf ball and you can see the image due to golf ball and you rectify the claims, you see, wow, you see, Zaira, such a good person, helping me to get a claims. Even though we don't have a golf balls there, and I never see golf ball hit in my eyes. So the car was parking, so I couldn't see. So only I can see, I come back, I see inside car, I saw got windscreen broke. So these are the things there where you can solve the problems in an easy way without complicated things, Sometimes I say like, don't be like a rocket. Like what Kale mentioned. Sometimes you go straight, you cannot have a good relationship with the teams, with the members. That's the most important thing. So that is part of our leadership traits for today's. This is very important things, because in I believe in I said, as mentioned just now, sometimes we want to know about the people's problems. We have to a bit bend down a bit. Like what this Atik Badu just now said. Sometimes you have to bend down, because they will say, they might be say, I have no my problems. I park my car in my house. You come and knock, break my car, and then you come out some more, come ask me to do this, do that. You think even we put ourselves in their shoe? We also might not do that. We also in the anger mode. We have work to do. We have to fetch children, we have to send grandmother, mother, all these things. But we have to come with these problems to solve. So I don't think so. In a good mood. So you must expect this in a bad mood. But how you overcome that shows your trait. That shows your leadership. That shows that how you overcome these things. So like of today's trainings shows that how to overcome problems using our leadership traits. So it's the most important thing. So that's how we are coming out, golfing through the leaderships. Understand? So any other questions? So no questions. So all understand very well, huh? So okay, thank you for coming for today's training. So I hope you can bring this what we're learning today for your tomorrow's work. Okay, bring these skills, whatever you learn today, to adapt and practice in your day-to-day task. Okay, so if nothing, that's all, and thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.